So beginning here with our gentle Ujjayi breath, that breath where we constrict the throat just slightly so we feel its vibration. Drawing our awareness inwards. Letting go of the busyness of the mind. When you're ready, blinking the eyes open, and let's begin to move. Inhale the arms to the sky. Exhale, placing our left hand to the earth, stretching the right arm up and over. Holding it there with our inhale and with our exhale. Inhale the arms back up high. And to the other side, right hand to the earth, left arm up and over. You can stay there with an inhale and with your exhale. Inhale the arms back up to the sky. With an exhale, a twist to the right now. Bring the hands down, look over the right shoulder. Staying there with your inhale and with your exhale. Inhale, arms back up high to the sky. And over to your left side. Again, hang there with an inhale and with your exhale. Inhale the arms back up to the sky. Holding the arms up with your exhale. Lift a little higher with the inhale. Circle the arms back down, interlace behind your back. Stretch the arms back. Look up to the sky here for a moment and then just massaging the back of the neck. So windscreen wiping here. Kind of quarter or half circles. And then release. And now go the opposite way. Kind of hunch the back and wrap the arms around each other. Hold on to the opposite shoulder there. Give yourself a nice hug. Isolation hugs. This is the way we hug each other. When we see a friend, I recommend this one. When you go and see a friend, just do this next to them if you're not fully hugging yet. Inhale, the arms back up nice and wide. Do it with the other arm on top now. The other arm on top, and again, punching, flexing the spine, chin to the chest. Next inhale. Let's come back to hands behind the back, interlace there and arch the back, look up. And then release, good work. Rolling out the shoulders there a little. And then onto your hands and knees. On the hands and knees, drawing some circles here. So being fairly free-flowing here with the movement, just move however the body wants to right now. Still a little jai breath flowing. Now let's step the right leg forward and come into a lizard lunge. That means hands on the inside of the right foot. And then oscillating here a little, maybe side to side, getting into our hips and our hip flexors there. Ooh. How are the hips feeling this morning? Breathing into them. And then keep the left hand there. Let's lift up the right arm to the sky. Look up at the right hand. And then right hand down to the outside now of the right foot. Walk the left hand in a little, both hands in to straighten the front leg. Half Hanuman pose, half kind of splits there. And saying very good morning to our hamstrings on the right side. Back to just a regular lunge there. Spread the fingers wide, let's step back, find a downward facing dog. And then heading the other way, so either knees down or step through with the left foot. Hands on the inside of the left foot once we've stepped through for our lizard lunge on this side. Slide or walk the right leg back as far as that goes. Here on the hands, some of us may be coming down onto the elbows, oscillating a little side to side, just breathing into the hips on this side. Stay there with the right hand. Let's lift up the left arm up to the sky now. And then left hand down. Walk that foot in a little to come into half Hanuman on this side. So straightening our left leg now. Body lowers down over the left leg to bring in that delightful stretch through the hamstrings on this side. Back to your lunge, fingers spread wide, step back, downward facing dog. Holding the downward dog there for a few breaths, maybe bending the knees or pedaling out the feet. Just easing into your down dog in whichever way feels nice, feels delightful. From there, let's inhale to a high plank. The high plank, knees down, elbows in, slowly elevator down. Slide the arms forward onto the forearms for Sphinx. Inhale, look over the right shoulder, turn the head. Exhale back to center. Inhale, look over your left shoulder. And back to center, come back down. Hands by the chest. Take the knees wide, press up and sit all the way. Back to your heels, forehead to the mat. Melting your heart to the earth. Just finding a little moment of surrender here, a place, of course, we can always surrender here, our child's birth. It's gone completely quiet now. A moment ago, all the birds were chirping outside. Lovely sunny day, of course, all the birds like to come. Makes me think, I read found a quote yesterday, and I can't remember how the quote went now exactly, but it was from Rumi. And it went along the lines something of, I want to sing like a bird. I sing like a bird without a care in the world of what anyone else is thinking, what anyone else is caring about, something like that. I don't know. It was a beautiful quote. We actually turned it into a song, Hardy and I. But let's spread the fingers wide, downward facing dog. Fiddling out the feet again. And then walk up to the hands, all the way to the top of your mat. Hold onto the backs of the legs, squeeze the rib cage towards your thighs as you hang the head, relax the neck and shoulders. And then release the arms and slowly roll ourselves up vertebra by vertebra. All the way to stand, rolling out the shoulders up the top. The feet together, circle the arms up. Interlace the hands, point your index fingers to the sky. Inhale as you lift tall. Exhale, stretch over to your right side. Back to center, inhale, lengthen. Exhale over to your left side. Inhale again, reach for the sky. Exhale to your right. Inhale. And over to your left. Back to center, hands in prayer. Bring our prayer to the heart. Close the eyes again, come back to your breath. let's begin to flow. Let's inhale, circle up the arms. Exhale, forward fold. A halfway lift, inhale. And with your exhale, fold a little further over the legs, then step our left foot back into a high lunge. So on the ball of the back foot, float the arms up, inhale. And exhale, sink a little deeper into your lunge. You can always bring the back knee down there, of course. Inhale, reach up and lengthen, then hands come down, step back to a downward facing dog. Downward dog to your high plank, inhale. Either on the knees or chaturanga to come down. Into a cobra, upward dog or sphinx, inhale. And then downward dog with your exhale. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Step our right leg through, exhale, arms through and up, inhale. Steady exhale. Reach up, lengthen, inhale, hands all the way to the top, step forward, fold forwards. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and fold. Circle up with the arms, inhale. And with an exhale, prayer to your heart. Other side, inhale, the arms to the sky. Exhale, forward and fold. Halfway lifting with an inhale. And folding a little further with your exhale. Right foot steps back into a high lunge, arms up, inhale. And exhale, sink into your lunge. Reach up, inhale, lengthen, hands come down, step back, downward dog, exhale. High plank, inhale on the knees, or a chaturanga to come down. Into your cobra, up dog, or the sphinx, inhale. And to the downward dog, exhale. Left leg to the sky. Inhale, left leg steps on through, exhale, arms through and up. Inhale. Exhale. Reach up, lengthen, inhale, hands to the top of the mat, step forward, fold forwards, exhale. Lifting halfway, inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale the arms to the sky. And exhale, prayer to the heart. Deep breath in. And steady breath out. So adding on now, inhale the arms to the sky. Exhale, forward we fold. Halfway with a lift, inhale. And folding a little further with your exhale. Fingers are down, then the left foot steps back into the high lunge. Arms up, inhale. And steady exhale. Now bring the left heel to the ground, so it's warrior one now. We try to square the hips a little further to the front. So that left hip forward, right hip back. And then bringing the hands behind, I'm going to straighten the front leg. And here you've got a couple of options. So option one is bring the hands to the opposite elbow. Option two, to go a little further, is bring the hands into prayer behind with the fingertips pointing upwards. So that's a little tricky, particularly for the wrists there, but have a go if you can. Rolling the shoulders back, so either of those options, we're opening up through the chest and shoulders. And then we're going to bow forwards, having that front leg straight. So we say hello again to the hamstrings there. Shavasana. So staying here for a couple of breaths. On your next inhale, bring your body back up. Release your grip, twinkle out the hands, the fingers up to the sky. Come back to your lunge, and then bring our hands down and we'll step back to our downward facing dog. Into a high plank with our inhale. To the knees or out chaturanga with our exhale. Cobra pose or upward dog. Inhale. Engage the core to press back to downward dog. Exhale. Now the right leg to the sky. Stepping through with the right foot. So into the high lunge again on the ball of the back foot. Inhale. Exhale. Opening up, warrior two. So now the left heel down, but the arms come down to shoulder height to keep that front knee in line with the toes. Shoulders roll back. And sink the hips down. Let's stay there for a few breaths. Warrior two. Virabhadrasana. Number two. Now straighten the front leg, turn the right toes in, bring the hands to your hips. So your feet are parallel to each other and to the edges of the mat. Roll the shoulders back, and then we're going to bow forwards from here with a nice straight back. And then once we come to that tabletop, bring the hands down to the ground. So hands directly below the shoulders there, just adjust, maybe stepping a little wider if that feels better. Into the seagull pose from here. The right hand underneath the head, either on the fingertips, hands or fists, or on a block. Left arm up to the sky, looking up at your left thumb. Good. Left hand comes down to replace the right hand, and right arm up to the sky. Right hand back down. Now bring the hands back to your hips, engage your pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Roll the shoulders back, look ahead, and then engaging that inhale, bringing ourselves all the way back up. And then arms out, shoulder height. Turn the right toes out, back to your warrior two. From the warrior two, flip the right palm up, lean forward, and the peaceful warrior sweeping up and back. Peaceful warrior to side angle now, forearm to your thigh, left arm sweeps over the left ear, drawing left shoulder back and sinking the hips low. Let's stay there for a few breaths. Side angle pose, so either as is, or if you could bring the right hand to the outside of the right foot all the way to the ground. In that full position, a little more challenging. Steady breath, steady pose. And then sweeping the left hand back round to come to the ground also on the ball of the back foot, framing the right foot. And then stepping forwards to the top of our mats. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Circling up with the arms, inhale. And exhale our prayers to our heart. Good, let's repeat that on the other side. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, we fold forwards. Halfway lift with an inhale. And folding further with the exhale. Fingers are down, right foot back. And the ball of the back foot for our high lunge. Inhale, remember you can always have the back knee down. And exhale. Reach up, lengthen, then right heel comes to the ground, left knee sometimes floats in, try to keep it back in line, maybe take the foot a little wider so the hips are square, right hip forward, left hip back, arms to the sky. You need to really ground there through the back foot as well to get that good alignment, good stability. So that's warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1, and to Purusvartanasana like we did before, so the hands behind, either gripping the opposite elbow, or if it's available, possible, hands in prayer position behind the back. So adjust so it feels right for the body. Straighten the front leg, roll the shoulders back, open through the chest, and then bowing forwards over the left leg. Right hip forward, left hip back. Lengthen the spine. Good morning hamstrings. And then slowly coming back up, circle the arms back up to the sky. And then lunging there, hands down, either side of the left foot, stepping back to our downward facing dog. Down dog to high plank. High plank on the knees or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg high. Stepping through with the left foot. High lunge, inhale. And exhale. Reach up, lengthen, open up, warrior two. Holding there for a few breaths, that left knee in line with the toes above the ankle. Shoulders roll back, hips sink low. And then straighten the front leg. Let's sweep the arms up to the sky as you turn the left toes in. So toes are both in slightly, so the outer edges of the feet again are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Bring then the hands to your hips. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen again through the spine, bowing forwards. And then we'll bring the hands down now and maybe stepping a little wide if you need. Stepping maybe a little further back if you like. Walk the hands in so the hands are now in line, fingertips in line with the toes more or less. So for some of us we might need a block there underneath the hands. Some of us might just stay there. Some of us might bow further forwards. So you're almost aiming to get the head to the ground. And for those who maybe like a further challenge, you could come into a tripod here, a head balance. You can see Marcus is already there, where you bring the crown of the head to the floor and then float the feet up to the sky. If we're upside down, coming back down, all of us coming back to that kind of halfway lift, so walk the hands out a little and then lift halfway so you're in a tabletop sort of position. And then hands to the hips, engage that core and slowly bring ourselves all the way back up. Good work, well done. Let's turn the left toes out, come back to warrior two, sink the hips low. Now warrior two, left palm flips up, lean forward, sweep up and back. Peaceful warrior. Svakonasana, side angle, left forearm to the left thigh, right arm over the ear. Stretching through that right side of the body, stay right there, or if it's available, left hand to the outside of the left foot to lunge a little deeper. Challenge the hips a little more. Good work, hands now either side of the left foot on the ball of the back foot. Stepping forward to the top of our mat, halfway lifting, inhale. Exhale, fold. Step out the feet hip width apart. And squatting down, Malasana now, the yogi squat. So arms between the legs, hands in prayer. Always option to sit on the ground here if that's a little challenging, or sit on a block. But otherwise, let's close the eyes. Encourage the breath to lengthen, to deepen. Taking the gaze internally to the third eye, between the eyebrows. Wonderful. Blink the eyes back open, release the hands. Let's come over onto the knees now from there. Work with our formal pose this morning, Ustrasana. So we bring the hands there to the back of the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Lengthen through the lower back, so a little tuck of the pelvis, pressing the hips forward, arching the back, lifting the sternum high. Looking up or behind maybe, and then either stay right there or bring the hands to the heels, depending on how your back is feeling today. Wonderful. Hands come back to the back of the hips if they're down, or come back up, untuck the toes if they're tucked, and sit down to the heels and take a little rest in your child's pose. From the child pose, bringing ourselves softly back up. Then we'll sit over to our left side. Just bring the bottom down, swing the right leg around so right foot comes to the other side of your left thigh. We're setting ourselves up for classic spine twist. So now here, always the option to have the left leg extended, particularly I'm going to do a couple more things here. So if you can have it tucked under, great, but if that's not comfortable, if you feel that right buttock particularly is lifting up off the ground, then just extend the left leg. So that's always the option there. Left arm out to the side, wrap your left arm around the right leg, and then the right hand behind, right hand either to the floor or the back of the hand to your left hip, or potentially interlacing the hands between the leg if that's available. Rolling that right shoulder back, lifting the heart, looking over the right shoulder. Back to center, let's sweep the arms over to the other side, little counter twist, hands down and bring the head almost down to kiss the ground. Push yourself back up. Now stay there with the legs and bring that right foot over closer towards the left hip now. We're coming into, so maybe shuffling there, what we call shoelace if we're doing yin. But Gomukhasana if we're doing hatha, which is what we're doing to some degree. We're keeping the knees, or trying to stack the knees as close to each other as you can. So that left leg may be extended, particularly at this point if it's getting a little tough. Feel free to extend the bottom leg. But if you can, both legs cross, hands to the opposite foot or hands on your knees. And then if you'd like to, working with our hips here, breathing deeply into those hips. Let's see if we could possibly bring in our shoulders as well for the full Gomukhasana, cow face pose, where we reach up with the left arm to the sky, right arm out to the side, and then bending the elbows, turn the right arm under and interlace the hands behind. Now they don't always interlace, so maybe we're just holding on to our shirt. If you have a strap, of course, that would be handy. If you can interlace, good. Drawing the shoulders back, opening through the chest. And breathe deeply here. So breathing deeply both into your chest, into your heart, into your shoulders. Try to soften the facial muscles. Energy of peace is what we want to resonate here. In our cow face pose, the cow's face is a peaceful face. Roll down, slowly release the arms if they're interlaced. Roll out the shoulders a little. And then releasing our legs. Let's take them out wide for a moment and just give them a little wriggle, little shakedown. Roll out the ankles. And then we'll head the other way. So right leg straight, left over the right, keeping the right leg straight or tucking it under. Both buttocks to the floor. Right arm out to the side. Wrap the right arm around your left leg, left arm behind, hand either to the floor there, or the back of the hand to the right hip, or if it's available, threading the hands between the leg for a bind. Lifting the heart and looking over your left shoulder. Head looks back to center, follow through with the arms over to the other side, come down almost to kiss the ground. Then pressing back up and bringing ourselves into Gomukhasana on this side, so walking that left foot closer to the right hip, maybe just give it a shuffle, get the knees as close together as they want to go. One thing I did forget, you can always sit up a little high in this pose. Sometimes that can help if it's a challenge. So on a cushion or on a block or something. And then either staying there if you prefer, or bringing the arm action into it. So this time right arm to the sky, left arm out to the side, reaching behind and looking for that interlace if it's potentially available, or just holding on to your shirt or strap. Lifting the right elbow high, breathing into the heart, into the chest, into the shoulders. Again, softening the facial muscles. Release those arms. Roll out the shoulders. Gently release those legs as well. And take the legs out, extend them out, give them a little wriggle, little shake. Roll out the ankles maybe. Whichever way feels good, feels nice. Lie on the sit bones now, Paschimottanasana, our forward fold, arms to the sky, inhale. Hinge from the hips, bow forwards, exhale, hold onto your legs or your feet. Keep the shoulders back, lengthen the spine, rib cage towards the thighs. Release arms through and up, inhale. Circle back down with your exhale, hands behind you, reverse plank or a tabletop. So tabletop, you bend the knees. Reverse plank, you keep the legs straight, both of them. We lift the hips high, roll the shoulders back, open through the chest. Check in with your neck, either looking ahead, up or back. Down and then slowly all the way back down. Good, let's come down onto our backs now. Happy baby pose, oscillating there a little side to side, coming back to our hips. And then choose to stay there or come into shoulder stand if you like. So if you're working the shoulder balance, let's lift the legs up and over. And bring the hands in to support the back as you raise the legs up to the sky. Stay there for a little longer if you could. Any variations you like, go ahead. Come down, bring the legs over the head and then slowly unwinding the body nice and gently back to the earth. Once we're down, arms under the body, interlace the thumbs, squeeze the shoulder blades together, press into the elbows, lift the chest, a fish pose, head trails behind. And then glide our way back down. When you're ready, release the hands from underneath. Roll the head a little side to side. Any last